Hello students, this is Mr. Elson, and today we're going to talk about summarizing, and specifically we're going to focus on what is a good summary. So let's start with what a summary is. Basically, a summary is a shortened or condensed version of something. Usually when we're talking about summaries in school, we're talking about a shortened version of a text, but we use summarizing in a variety of ways throughout our lives, and we use it almost every day. So, how do we use it in our everyday lives? Well, we use summaries in general because there is so much information that happens every day that we just don't have enough time to describe everything to everybody. And probably more importantly, most people don't want to hear every single detail about something. So, for example, if somebody asks you how your day was, would you tell them everything that you did, or would you just tell them a few important things? People want to know about the important things that happened to you today, but they probably don't want to know about how many Cheetos you had at lunch or the number of bathroom breaks you took, right? So the main ideas, the important things. Summarizing is also important in our everyday lives because we don't want to ruin an experience for people, like watching a movie. So if somebody asks you about a movie that you saw and they didn't, you wouldn't want to tell them how it ends because that would ruin the experience for them. You would want to tell them what the general story is about, right? When somebody asks you about a movie, they don't want to know just the plot of the movie, so they say that they know the plot of the movie, right? They want to know if they should watch it. And if you get too bogged down in the details, you could ruin it for them. So, what makes a good summary? Well, I'm going to give you three characteristics for a good summary. A good summary is concise, a good summary is complete, and a good summary is objective. All right, so what does that mean? Well, a concise summary means that it focuses on the main ideas of something without focusing on the supporting details or evidence, right? So it talks about the main ideas, it leaves out the details. Think of it as the difference between these two questions. What was a movie about versus what happened in a movie, right? So when somebody asks you what a movie is about, you might tell them the general ideas of the movie, where it was set, who's in it, generally what's going on. When somebody asks you what happened in the movies, you might give them the story, like the details of what actually happened. So two different questions. What was it about versus what happened? So next summaries are complete. A good summary is complete when it talks about all of the important ideas from a text, right? So it needs to cover all the important aspects. Let's use the movie again, for example. If you were talking about the movie Titanic, you would mention that it is a love story between the two main characters, Rose and Jack. However, if you leave out this other important element, namely that there's a giant boat that sinks, which is, a huge part of the movie because, it's a big part of the movie and the boat is huge, well, then your summary is going to be incomplete, right? If you just say that it's a love story, people might not know very much about the movie, but this is a love story that is set on the Titanic, which is sinking, right? Then it gives you a much more complete version of what happens. And finally, good summaries are objective, meaning that it only includes the main ideas of the author and it leaves out your own personal opinions on the matter. Remember, the purpose of a summary is to communicate the main idea of a text. So your ideas aren't part of that. Your opinion isn't what a summary is about. An essay or a research paper in school is going to ask for your opinion, right? But a summary is asking what the ideas of the text you read are. Think of it again like these two different questions. What was a movie about? Again, that is a summary of a movie. Did you like a movie is asking for your opinion on the matter, right? And that answer, you might tell somebody the reasons you liked or disliked a movie, but you might leave out some of the major elements. Whereas if somebody asks you what a movie is about, you would talk about the movie as opposed to why you liked or didn't like it. So let's go through a quick summary of summaries. So again, summaries are a shortened version of the text. We use summaries for a variety of reasons inside and outside of school. And effective summaries are concise, meaning that they focus on the main ideas. They're complete. They focus on all of the main ideas. They are objective, meaning that they only focus on the ideas of the text and they leave out your specific opinions on it. So I'm going to talk quickly about the activity you're doing today. There's going to be some questions following this activity. You are going to get a text to read through, and then you're going to be given several examples of summaries for that text. Your job is going to be to identify which ones are good summaries and which ones have one of the common problems, meaning that they are incomplete, they're not concise, or they are not objective. That's all for today. Good luck.